Hello, I'm Jackson Brown. Here with Matthew and Michael. Sorry. We're here with WBFH. So Matthew, how do you feel about Ellie De La Cruz not being selected for the All Star game today?
Well, I think that it's really the biggest snub in the National League because Ellie De La Cruz is a really exciting player and probably the most exciting player in the entire MLB aside from Shohei Ohtani. He's had an amazing month from June to July, even though this is his first season in the majors. And the MLB All Star Game advertises itself as being really exciting and including all the most exciting players in the MLB on the field at one time. I think that excluding Ellie De La Cruz from this game really contradicts that advertising because he's really exciting and he's not in the All Star game.
All right, thank you, Matthew. Michael, do you have anything to rebuttal that?
To be honest, I'd have to say that I probably disagree with that. I mean, Ellie De La Cruz has only played 30 games in the major leagues, which is a third of the other players that were named to the All Star rosters. And any major league player can have a good month, a good 30 days, and that's exactly what Ellie De La Cruz has done. I'm not saying that he most likely won't make any All Star games in the future and that he's not the real deal. However, I think this sample size is just too small for him to be named and get this honor of being named to the All Star team.
All right, thank you, Michael. So, Matthew, I agree with you on this point because when you look at his stats and everything, if even when you compare to this, he's like third with steals, and his batting average is .325, which yes, even though he's only played 30 games, is still a great batting average when you look at how many at bats he's had. He's at 175 at bats. Even though his home runs aren't up there with them, his skills, his speed, that's way above the rest.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. The stolen bases, I mean, they're very impressive, certainly. I mean, did you see 2 pitches stole second, third home? Never seen that before ever. However, I mean, stolen bases are up all around the league with the bigger bases this year. So while it's impressive, it's not as impressive as it's been in years before. And you know what? Ellie De La Cruz is an exciting player to watch, and I'm not denying that. I'm not denying he's very, very good at this point. I mean, you see this guy 6'5", hitting home runs and stealing bases all over the place. It's really exciting. However, I just think that just too small of a sample size to name to the All Star game at this time.
All right.
Well, I have to disagree on the sample size point because I think it shouldn't matter because the MLB, everyone knows that the MLB has been slowly decreasing in viewership, so they've made rule changes to increase offense and make the game more exciting. So the All-Star game is another big point of exciting, and Ellie De La Cruz, since he attracts a lot of viewership, it would make the All-Star game a better thing to watch for people that are interested in baseball and want to see more hits and runs.
I understand that. However, I mean, at this point, you can get games from all over the country now from wherever you are. So if you want to watch Ellie De La Cruz, you want to see how exciting he is, you can turn into the Cincinnati Reds anytime you want. However, I just think that to name to the All-Star game where the best and the best of the best throughout the entire year are playing at one time, I just think that it's too early to give him that honor.
Except with the fact that you can tune whenever you want. That's not true because you have regional blackouts. You have blackouts from depending on where you are. So I know for me, I can't watch games from the team I like because of where I'm located. So I have to go and find other ways to watch, even though sometimes I just can't. So the All-Star Game is one of those games where it's broadcasted everywhere, no blackouts, which is why it makes it easier for fans to get to know new players and can really grow the game.
I agree with you, and I think that's why Ellie De La Cruz should be in the All-Star game. But another topic I would like to discuss is other snubs from the All-Star game, such as Fernando Tatis Jr. I know he's been a really controversial player over the last couple months and the last year or so, so I was wondering if you guys had any thoughts on that.
Well, I mean, the All-Star starters, right? That's fan voted, and the last couple years, it's no secret that Fernando Tatis is not the most popular player in the major leagues. After all, he was suspended half of last year for taking steroids, and he's known to be a little more outspoken, and some people don't like that. So, especially with his move to center field this year, he's been very impressive to see how quickly he's adapted to the outfield. I think that he's going to be named back at some time. He's had a fantastic year this year, and if people say, oh yeah, it's too soon from the steroids, I understand that, and then hopefully we'll see him next year.
All right. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I'm Jackson. This is Matthew and Michael here with WBFH. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.